success. Now, this month of May, we're talking all things productivity for you and your auto repair shop. And it doesn't matter where you are, whether that's Australia, New Zealand, or in the US, or any other part of the world. What we're talking about today applies to everyone, okay? So this is not a country-specific thing. Now, make sure you let me know if you're watching along live with me by commenting live in the comments below, or if you catch the replay, just comment replay as well. That does two things. It lets us know what time of the day you're all watching, as well as it bumps the post up. If you're watching this from our free Facebook group, Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop, it puts it at the top of the feed so that your fellow group members will see it as well. So what we're talking about today is how you as the owner may be impacting the amount of minutes and hours sold in your shop on any given day. Now, you might be thinking, well, how could that possibly be you, especially if you're not on the tools anymore? But what I'm going to go through with you is 3 ways that you can be having an impact on the amount of minutes and hours that are eventually charged through to the customer. So the first way that you could be preventing as many hours as possible being sold is by you still only using a manual system for recording job start and finish times. So this means there will be an absence of any software program in your business that allows your team members to time clock. So this is the old method of manually writing out a job card, which is still okay to do in your business if you're using digital time clocking as well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying do away with a paper card altogether. But this is where you have a paper job card and your technician looks at his watch or looks at the clock on the workshop floor for his start time, and then he comes back and writes down his finish time, and you calculate the labor for that invoice based off that manually written start stop time. Now, what's wrong with that? Well, all of those of you that use a digital software system will know that that's just guessing, because a lot of the time the technician may forget to look at his watch or at the clock before he starts, and he ends up having a guess. And this is particularly so if he is interrupted on that job and he moves over to something else, and then he comes back again and he will forget to look at the time. So you lose valuable minutes, and it ends up being hundreds of hours per year if you are using the old guesstimate method. Even if you think that you've got it nailed because you've got a little analog time clock on the desk or on their toolbox that they're supposed to use, you are missing minutes in every single day by using this method. And it's your job as the leader to lead the team out of the dark ages with this method and into the 21st century by using software programs, mechanic-specific software programs that have time clocking in them. You will be losing tens of thousands of dollars per year if you are not using a software program to time clock. That is the very bottom line. The second way that you as the owner can be having an impact on the amount of minutes and hours that are charged each day is that you allow your team to selectively time clock. And I say allow your team to do that because you either use time clocking to its full capacity or you don't. There's no in between. And it's your leadership or lack of it that will allow your team members to continually forget to time clock or only time clock during the day for the specific job. So our modern time clocking programs in our modern mechanic specific software programs should be allowing you to continuously time clock throughout the day. So by that I mean the technician arrives at work, he clocks on for the day to the system, and he may not immediately clock into a job. He may clock into administration or cleaning or something like that. But all throughout the day, he is clocking in and clocking out of his different tasks, which obviously include working on vehicles. So if you only allow them just to, or enforce to them that it's just for working on vehicles, you're actually again missing out on valuable minutes, because the customer is liable for their labor portion of the work that is done on their car from the moment that the technician collects the keys for the vehicle to the moment that they return the keys back to the front desk for that vehicle being finished. That includes bay cleaning time. And that includes the time that they may need to take to source for parts. So if you're only time clocking for the job itself, then you are losing minutes either side. And if you've been following along with me at the Workshop Whisperer for a while, you'll know that, even billing, even clocking an extra 3 minutes per hour per technician per day, if you've got 3 technicians, that's going to end up adding an extra $30,000 to your bottom line in pure profit every year. Now, if you're under $100 an hour, that figure is going to be less for you, the $30,000. If you're over $100 an hour for your labor, that figure will be more for you. We'll do a separate live on that another time. But it's these minutes, just 3 minutes at a time, that can, really change the financial outcome for your business and ultimately for you and your team members. So that's the second way, by only allowing selective time clocking. The third way that you can be reducing the productivity result for your auto repair shop is by removing minutes from the time clock. So whether that is the old analog way of your team members writing down their start-stop time, or you going in and manipulating the time in the software system, you removing minutes because you feel like you shouldn't be charging that much is going to wipe dollars off your bottom line. That's common sense. Now, I'm not talking about the times where your team has, created a major stuff up and it's meant that through technician error, something has taken 3 times as long as it should have. I'm not talking about those jobs, but I'm talking about where you personally feel bad because you're pricing something with your own wallet and you go in and you wipe off half an hour or an hour, that money comes straight off your bottom line. And then you simply only have yourself to blame for your poor productivity and profit result. So number 3, manipulating the time clock actually comes back to your mindset and your self-worth. So you've got to go back to remembering all the things that we teach about why you should be charging the time it takes, because of your level of skill, the combined amount of years of experience that your team has, the amount that you invest in having the best equipment so that you can do jobs to the highest quality, the amount of money it costs you to have a highly skilled technician on that job and not just some guy that's got the piece of paper that says he's trade qualified, but can't actually do the job to the same level of skill. So you've got to take all those things into account every single time you think, oh, I don't really think they can afford that. That's too expensive. I should take some time off. You've really got to think about the bottom line impact of that. So they're the 3 ways that you as the owner can be having a direct impact on your productivity result. And because productivity is labor dollars, it will have an impact on the profit on your bottom line. So having no time clocking software at all, selectively time clocking and allowing that, and then you removing and manipulating minutes off the time clock are all ways that your productivity result is going to be impacted and ultimately the result on your bottom line. So if you're doing any of those 3, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you're going to do differently from today on. All right, guys, enjoy your day and we'll see you again for another live very soon.